expenses. See www.amway.com/income-disclosure for details and the most up-to-date information. Earnings depend on many factors, including customer base, business experience, effort, dedication, and quality and performance of the downline sales team. Enjoy the following message.
Thank you.
This group is excited.
Oh my goodness.
Who's excited? Are you excited? I don't think they can hear me on the back right there. Can you hear me back there? Can you hear me on this side? Yeah, this side is winning. Let me try again. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Let's grab a seat. Thank you for everything.
Goodness.
Oh my goodness.
Guys,
Remember,
amazing.
guys, this is how they receive you every Monday when you go to your job and you do so great job over the weekend. And when you go back, they receive you with all these claps and they say, oh my God. And let me tell you something, guys. All these claps, we don't take for granted. We don't take your energy for granted. But let me tell you that what all these people are so excited, if you stay in your seat, is not because of who Luis and Jackie are, but what we represent. And we're gonna be sharing some of the personal experience we have received in these last 12 years. And I know some of you are here for the first time. Which one of you are here for the first time? Let me see first timers. Let's give a round of applause for every single one of you guys that went through the educational process, did the right thing, and came to Orlando to become better in this weekend.
And we also want to say thank you so much to our hosts, Hitesh and Payal.
Chadusamas!
Yeah.
Oh my God, Chadusamas, guys.
So excited to,
So much energy.
Look at them, they're excited.
I need some of that Chadusama energy in Dominican Republic. You guys have it. So excited for what's happening in your business and in your life.
All right.
And we're proud of you guys. Very proud of you guys.
So our topic tonight is engine or anchor.
Ooh.
Yeah, I love this topic. Are you the engine or are you the anchor? Are you the engine for your team or are you the anchor for your team? Are you the engine in your life and your personal growth and how you overcome? Or are you more of an anchor to yourself? And we're so excited to talk to you all about what it looks like to be an engine, but also some of the pitfalls and just be honest about some of the things that we've seen that have held people back over the years and how you can avoid that. And yeah, let's get started.
So we start with the right foot. We're not here to tell you how to build your business. We're gonna be speaking from our perspective, what we consider our experience, and this is not gonna be a what talk, it's gonna be a why talk. Methods and mindsets in this business, you are gonna learn from your mentors and coaches. Here, we're gonna be sharing some general knowledge, but the specific knowledge you need to receive directly for your coaches and mentors. Don't do anything different of whatever we say today, but make sure you try to internalize what we'll be teaching today. Proportion, for you to move forward, you need to leave something behind. And we all came here this weekend with a purpose. We came here not only to be in business, because there's so many business you can do. There's so many things you can do with your life, but you're here for a reason. And we speaking, if you are an anchor or the engine of your life, you need to make sure that you're not only here to take notes, but to take action. This information you're receiving this weekend, in my personal opinion, can change your life if you take it to action. Amway, as a company, doesn't pay you by how many notes you took. Amway doesn't pay you by how many books you read. There's not a specific side in the Amway page when you can see he read 10 books this month. Amway see productivity. And productivity transferred to a network, to organization, is what's transferred to PD. And even though we haven't told you how to sell double X this weekend, I think if you have the right mindset, you're going to figure out. When we talk about being an anchor or being an engine, anchors are tools that are designed for a specific purpose, to stay where you are. An engine is a tool designed to move you to where you want to go. And depending the speed you want to go to a different place, you need different type of engines. If you have a propeller, it's not the same as a jet turbine. It's not the same as a sail. It's not the same of rowing. Every one of those things can be the engine. But depending of the complexity, the intensity, the efficiency of that engine, you're gonna have a different speed. Many people see you doing what you do here and they don't understand why you are doing it. And they say, are you going to one of those events? Are you going to Orlando? Are they paying for your trip or you're paying for your trip? Do you really believe in those? Do you think you can be one of those people? You're not like them. They're different. And the difference is there's people that say, do you think? And there's people that say, I believe in you. There's people. The only difference is, where are those positive words coming to your life? Where are the biggest boos are in that stadium? They're not coming from the best seats. And I remember reading my books at the beginning of my business, listening to these audios, and there was one of these big leaders that for me, he created a legacy. He changed my life because he changed his life and many other people's life. And he said in one of his audio, 10,000 losers can tell you it can be done. Listen to the only winner that tells you you can do it. 10,000 people tells you it's impossible. Listen to that only person that tells you it's possible. 10,000 people can tell you it's not built for you. Listen to that person that tells you you can be the next one. And when we talk about countries, we're going to be talking about some things. One of the, for me, United States of America means something so powerful. I'm Dominican. And there's some countries that are anchors. And there's some countries that are engines. And let me tell you what the United States of America did in 76. Washington, Adams, Jefferson, Madison, and Monroe decided, let's get together. Let's change this deal. Let's improve our personal conditions. And since that point on, all Americans have freedom of speech, freedom of thought, freedom of mobility, freedom of religion, freedom of assembly. And one of the most important freedoms is the free enterprise system. That free enterprise system that so many people take for granted changed the world. And let me tell you why. The Wright brothers decided that they wanted to fly on top of the trees. And thanks to that idea, I can come to America in a plane. Somebody thought, let me think about a light bulb. And thanks to that idea, I have electricity and I have light bulbs in my house. Some people come to America and take this amazing land for granted, and they don't understand that you are in the engine of the world. We were coming to this function and we met this amazing young kid in this restaurant. We were eating and I asked him, like, his attitude was amazing. I said, hey brother, where are you from? I can pick an accent, I just don't know where it's from. And he said, I'm from Cuba. I said, good for you, brother. I'm so proud of you. And he said, well, why do you say that? You're here. And he told me, I have to leave my country, Cuba, jump to Russia, from Russia to Nicaragua, from Nicaragua to America, to have the opportunity to be a waiter in America. And let me tell you something. Some people don't understand that you are in an engine. This country creates so much wealth, so much wisdom, so much value for the world that people are dying to be in your shoes. And when you understand that, you need to think, what opportunity people have in countries like Cuba, countries like Venezuela, countries where we don't have the free enterprise system. In Dominican Republic, if you say what you thought in 1965, the dictator Trujillo might bring you to jail. Here, I can tell you what I think, and I hope that can add value to you and your life. But from a Dominican and an American, we want to tell you that you won the jackpot of the world. You are in the country of the opportunity. You are in the country of the free and the brave. And every time we see America-made product, made in America, We say in Dominican Republic that product is well made. And let me tell you something that escaped America. In Adam, Michigan, two friends by the last name DeVos and Van Andel had this idea. And they started a company called The American Way. Not the Dominican way, not the Cuban way, the American way. And that opportunity have spread around the world. And Amway, as a company, is an engine. It's moving people's life forward. Our life is better because we are in this opportunity. Our life is better because we have mentors. Our life is better because our mentors in a free enterprise system decided, let's go to a place that they don't have that opportunity and let's give it to somebody else. We cannot thank Bean and Dana Pappalardo so much because they were uncomfortable taking planes, sleeping in hotels, investing in people till they find Luis and Jackie Moreta. So first, you need to understand the engine is you. What is a country without people? What is a country without dreams, goals, and aspirations? What is a country with people that don't want more for their own lives? And when I tell you that this country is the land of opportunity, it's because we have experienced it. You want to say something in that same topic?
No, keep going.
So second, I'll be speaking this way.
I have my part. I'm ready when
Engine
you get there.
versus anchor of opportunity. The opportunity we have is not only to make money. There's so many ways to make money. Dominican Republic is filled with baseball players. We are engine producing of baseball players. But let me tell you what happened with baseball players in Dominican Republic. As soon as they get retired, they end broke. I know that doesn't happen with American baseball players, but that happened with a lot of sport players. Why? Because they have an opportunity, but they don't have mentorship. And in this business, you have more than just soap. You have an opportunity. I remember that the excess used to say, an opportunity behind every can, and you have mentorship that can help you do something with your life after that. There's gonna be some barriers. The first barrier is the physical barrier. Is the capacity of doing the work. And I believe that many of you can learn what's the work we need to do to grow. I always have some of my friends, they use on the bar, and say, yeah, I don't like to be talking to people. I say, oh man, that's weird. I said, well, you said that's what we do every day. We're trying to sell loans from a bank that's not ours. So we talk to people every day. The problem is you don't want to talk to people for your business. You like to talk to people from other people's business. And people do that every day. You go to a store and somebody's selling you shoes. You go to a real estate agent and they're selling you a property. Everybody's selling something. I sold myself. Make sure you understand the first barrier, which is physical, having the capacities. The second one is mental. It's the barrier of the emotions. And when I say emotions, it's having that emotional intelligence to allocate the time to what is valuable. We all have 24 hours a day. The only difference with our 24 hours is how productive we are with our time allocation. What are we putting our most precious time into? If you open your app right now, your Instagram app, your Facebook app, and you see your screen time, you'll be scared. And if you invest that time into creating your network, not all the company's network, I believe you'll be more productive. And the last one is the philosophical barriers. Life choices. Deciding who you want to become because you're becoming somebody. The problem is, are you gonna be excited? Are you gonna be proud of the person that you're going to become? Every book we read, every audio we listened, every event we assisted made us a better person. But you don't see it on the first day. Some of you don't see the growth you had because you came to your first function. But let me tell you, Monday is going to come and you saw something that the person that wasn't here didn't saw. And that compound decisions, those compound interests, those compound information eventually will make you think that you can do something with your life. And when I tell you, what's those life choices? Luis and Jackie decided many years ago, this is the only thing we want to do. It's not that we are not going to quit. It's that this is the only thing we want to do. And the environment will help you. The environment where you can see the possibilities, you saw recognitions. And when you see all these recognitions, you say, man, my cousin is a little crazy. He's telling me this thing doesn't work, but then I saw all these people going through stage. Are these people paid actors? Do they are really paying all these actors to convince me? Or is my cousin that is out of his mind? So that's the importance of this environment. Nobody's gonna tell you how to achieve what you want to achieve out there because you become competition. In here, you become an asset. One day it's gonna be you and your story on the microphone impacting communities because you made your own decision. It's a privilege to be in this room. It's a privilege to have the struggle of becoming a better person. It's a privilege to have a business on your own. The other day I was discussing with some of my friends. They were complaining because the new school year just came. And they were saying, oh my God, I'm spending so much money on books, so much money on backpacks. I'm spending so much money on shoes for my kids. I say, bro, are you hearing yourself? Are you complaining that your kid is studying? Are you complaining that your kid is going to school? And that's important of the environment. In this environment, man, we are not gonna love you the way you are. We're gonna love you the way you can become. And that's the problem with society. You don't need to go to the gym. It's okay. You can be the way you are. No, you can be better. You don't need to pay your debt. Everybody had debt. Look, everybody's in debt. No, you can be better. You can have a different life. And that's the power of this environment. Relationships, guys. There's gonna be relationships in your life that will be anchors and gonna be engines. Which friends do you have in your life that will push you? I always ask the same question. Who was the last person who recommended you a book? And if that person is outside of this room, he needs to know about this room. Who are the people giving you solutions in your life? Is everybody talking, oh my God, my boss is so bad. Oh, no, you don't know about my boss. And we have a competition on who have a worse boss. When you get a room like this, everybody's talking about possibilities. Friends are talking about solutions. People are talking about the future. And in the moment that mediocrity starts criticizing you, it's because you left the group. Have you ever left a group in WhatsApp? Everybody see when you left the group, right? Let me tell you what happened when you leave mediocrity. Every mediocre person will talk about you. So enjoy being talked about. Look at this guy. He thinks his book is gonna change his life. He thinks that business is gonna change his life. Prove them wrong. You wanna say something about it, Bebe?
I would say that the standards, or what you're getting at, is really important, because when you don't have standards, you become an anchor. And you just float around, right? That's what an anchor does. It's anchored to, let's say, the bottom of the ocean, and a boat can just go around, floating around, but doesn't really get anywhere. I think that's something that we've always talked about, as having standards, personal standards, standards for our team. I love what Glenn was saying about not hand-holding people, believing that they can do it, and having a high standard and not trying to make it easier for people. That creates an engine effect in their life.
Yeah, the power of proper relationships, engine relationships. Recently, I put something on my social media about 3 friends that they were teaching, 2 young kids were teaching his other friend how to ride a bike. And I was going to the park. It's around 2:40 on a Wednesday, something like that, 2:40 p.m. And always empty in the park. I don't know what people do 2:40 p.m. every Wednesday. But I saw those 3 kids that day trying to teach their friend how to ride a bike. And I told them, hey guys, don't use that slope. He doesn't have the balance yet. Go to the basketball court and just allow him in the flat to learn how to ride that bike. And then I went running. And when I came back running, it took me like an hour. When I came back, I found this guy driving the bike on his own. And I said, what happened in this hour? And the guy said, he learned. And then I went to him and said, bro, I'm so proud of you. You know how to ride a bike. And then he told me, the thing I'm more proud about is telling my dad that I finally know how to ride a bike. And I went to my regular routine, and I was telling to my guys, that's the power of a good friend. A friend that's willing not to give you a bike, is willing to teach you how to ride it. And when you find a friend like that, that's a friend for life. You'll never forget that day. And let me tell you the other side of his story, the sad part. These two friends in 1 hour achieved something that his dad couldn't do in 15 years. Just think about it. 15 years and he couldn't teach him how to ride a bike. Two friends in 1 hour achieved that. That's the power of proper relationships.
Yeah, that was really jerked at my heart when I heard that. And it's so special to have friends that don't make fun of you, but see you where you're at. And that's what we have in this group. That's what we have in this business, is people are going to meet you where you're at, and they're going to help you with whatever you can do and whatever your limitations are, if you're open to it. So as we were thinking about this talk, I think a major part that creates an anger for people, and they struggle to be the engine, are those emotional limitations and things that happen in business. I think of like kids who are fresh and young and they believe, and that's what it's like to be new in this business. It's like being a kid. And you see everything and you believe everything, and everything's possible because you haven't tried yet. But oftentimes it can become very difficult as you go through your journey and you realize it didn't go how I thought it would go. My expectations are falling. And I want to go through a few of those parts that I've seen in other people's journeys and give you some tips on what we've done to stay emotionally healthy, stay persistent, stay strong, and be able to keep on going. Because this is not only a journey in business, it's a journey in life. One of the things that I see a lot is people are worried about being embarrassed. I remember being so worried about being embarrassed. It like consumes my every thought when I would have conversations about people. And it really wasn't rooted in much. It was actually rooted in a lot of self-centeredness, that I would think that people were so worried about how I looked and what I was doing. And at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter what other people think. It matters what you're doing with your life and what you found and what you valued, right? That's what matters. Not worrying about being embarrassed. If you set a goal and you miss it, reset the goal. Don't have an ego, right? Ego, worrying about what other people are going to think and thinking you know better. I've seen so many great people in this business who have all the potential in the world. You all have potential, by the way. I believe in all of you. Yes, but sometimes, you know what happens is people think that because they have a certain amount of time in the business, that they know the business, or that they should know the business. And they develop a hard heart saying, well, I should know, and I do know. These things have happened, and that's why I'm not further along. And those are sometimes the lies that we tell ourselves. It might just be that we haven't done the right amount of work and we haven't developed the right skills. And I think that's a really healthy thing, to be able to look at your partner or talk to your upline and say, yeah, I just don't know. It's a blessing to say, I don't know. And people will respect you for that, and they're not expecting that you do know. So always feel free to do that. I think another pitfall that I've seen is people get frustrated with themselves and they become shameful, right, when they don't hit those goals. And they have a hard time forgiving themselves. And they have a hard time forgiving other people. We were interviewed one time, and we were asked, how do you handle when people quit your business? Right? Because we'll have people who quit our team, right? They start excited and then they lose the vision. And hey, we just hope that people took something while that they were here, and we don't have a say in how they're going to live the rest of their life. We don't own them. We just hope that they learned something and they were here for the time that they were here. But we have to have hearts that are able to allow people to be themselves and allow them to make their own decisions like you're going to make your own decisions. We don't control people. And the second we try to control people and our circumstance, we just become more frustrated, because a lot of the times we just can't. We have to let be what is and just work as hard as we can. But learning to forgive, Vinny always talks about forgiveness, and I've learned as we've grown in the business, forgiving is such an important pillar. Be quick to forgive. And not everyone's going to ask you for your forgiveness, but that doesn't mean you have to hold the weight in your heart and be an anchor to what you believe and have a hard heart. So I think those are some of the biggest parts. Your identity in the business, you need to believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. I believe in all of you. I don't need to know anything. I just know that you're here. No matter what skill set that you have, you can learn more, you can become inspired this weekend, but your identity is everything. We believed we could get to a bigger level in our business, and that's how we got there. People didn't just show up and it just turned out that way. It was a vision that we cast for ourselves, and we continued to cast for ourselves, right? Failure after failure. And learning that failure is a great thing. You learn so much, and it's not always comfortable. It's a lot of times very uncomfortable, and a lot of times griping with the expectation of like, this is not how I wanted it to go, this is not what I deserve. But we need to get over those things. And we need to learn to move forward and be healthy individuals. Because healthy individuals create healthy families and healthy relationships, and they create healthy teams. And that's what we want, right? To have a healthy and growing team.
Mindset. Fixed mindset versus growth mindset. Equanimity means nothing excites you or nothing disappoints you. You're more excited about what you're learning than about your failures. What every failure you're having in your life is teaching you. What I'm learning from this, is this happening to me or this happening for me? Am I attached to my emotions every time I have to take a decision? All right? Habits. Design and grow your habits to get you closer to where you want to go. Activities. There's only two activities that can grow your business. It's connecting with people and putting them through the process.
I have a good one. How do you handle distractions? Like a distraction in the room.
Distractions.
I believe in you guys. You can do it. You can do it.
How do you feel when people are going to the beach and you're going to a meeting? How that affects you? Are you the one that's feeling that you're missing out? You want to go to the beach or you want to live in a beach eventually? What's your goal? Your attitude. Your attitude will be a reflection of the level of education that you believe. If you believe, you're going to have a good attitude. Education. The education will have be conducive to you become a better person. Amartya Sen, a Nobel Prize winner, said that education should incentivize personal development, no economic dependence. And when you see a professional in 2024, do you see a person or you see a person that is dependent on his profession? In Dominican Republic, we have a general called Mendez. General Mendez is a specialist on catastrophes, on emergency moments. And on the moment of the wedding of his son, that day, something bad happened. Do you think that day General Mendez wanted to be in the wedding of his kid or putting attention to an emergency? If that's the life of the general, what is the life of the private? And when you start thinking, when you escalate that corporate ladder, are you going to become, or are you going to become more dependent? Financials. Your financial can be an anchor or it can be an engine. Are you going back to doing month after month, look, what you did last month to receive what you received last month with the same amount of work that you did last month to get compensated like you were last month? Engine Financial is building on top of what you're already building. If I sell an apartment to a client, next month I need another apartment to another client. If I sell cars to a client, I need another car to another client. Here, I believe that people can run out of soap, and in 1 month I can have 1 client. Second month, I can have 2 clients that run out of soap. 3 months, I have 3 clients that run out of soap. 4 months, I can have 4 clients that run out of soap. 5 months, I can have 5 clients that run out of soap. And I'm stacking clients. We're creating thousands of clients. Last month, we created like 11,000 clients in our organization. 2,500 clients a week. Can Luis and Jackie create 2,500 clients a week? No, but when 1,500, 1,600 people create 1 or 2 clients every month, it begins to stack. But when you get to a point, I know you love your job, but I bet that you tell your boss that day, please lower your voice. I love what I do here. I don't do it for money. I like to work here, but I don't need what you pay me here. I do it because of vocation, not because of necessity. And that's when you have Engine Financials. You do what you love because you want to do it. Anchor emotions, guilt, envy, resentment, jealousy. You want to say something about it?
Well, I can definitely say jealousy. Think about jealousy. These things can be such anchoring feelings. Jealousy is one of those things that can come out of nowhere. And it's weird because you can have a lot of shame about feeling jealous. I think it says that you're admiring of other people. But sometimes it can be a negative thing if you're jealous of people who are growing. And I'd encourage you to turn that energy onto yourself and ask, why hasn't it happened for me? And stop thinking about all the other things that this person had good for them and how it worked out for them and they were lucky. Every single time I've questioned myself, I've learned so much about myself, and I've thanked those people for growing because it gave me an opportunity to learn more about why I wasn't in that spot.
Engine dreams. Are your dreams big enough to drive you, or they're small enough to keep you comfortable where you are? This might be your last function for a new person or for an old person. And I'm talking to you, the one that believe that this might be your last function. Come to the next one. Give yourself an extra function. So the person that are building the business, the one that are really here, I have 4 questions for you. The first question is why you want to do what you want to do. Second question is why not? What if? What if this is the thing you were asking God? Why not you? What's different with some of the leaders that you think that you cannot achieve and you cannot improve and become a better person of yourself? Better version of yourself. And why not now? Why wait till next year to start your race? Let's start the race right now. Engine decisions. Engine decisions is, are you ready to fight the good fight? Do you think every single person that are on this side of the room just fell on this stage? Or we decided to be on this stage? Write in your notepad when you're gonna be on this stage. And doesn't matter what happened last year, don't allow what happened last year to influence what's gonna happen this year.
Absolutely.
Life. I'm gonna end with this one, I'm short on time. I want you to have an engine life, not an anchor life. Jim Rohn used to say, some people will have a warning of a life, of a manual of a life that the way it should have been lived. Poverty is when you're lacking resources. That's poverty. Some people have never experienced resources. Some people don't know what it means to have running water and not having hot water. Some of you don't understand what it means not to have hot water in your house. Some of you got to that point of being so used to what you have that you're not thinking, oh, how can I change somebody else's people's life? There's a different level of poverty, and that is called misery. Misery is poverty without hope. The world is filled with people in misery. There's poor people everywhere, but people in misery is because they have only one thing missing: hope. The most important contact is the contact that you haven't made yet. And though what you are supposed to do, just give hope with that small act of kindness to somebody else, and you can help people change their life. Let's change the world, people. Let's do it together.
We love you.
This is a copyrighted program of The Collective, powered by Marker Man Productions, affiliated with MarkerNet Incorporated. Duplication of this program is strictly prohibited.